We're back for Shifted Attitude Metroid ASMR. Yeah, it's your boy Funky Kong. Okay, cut the fucking music out. Look, we gotta talk about something. We gotta talk about this real quick. It turns out this fanfiction was made around June 25th of 2010, which is 5 days away from my birthday, actually. But there's no connection between this story and 50 Shades of Grey. It also occurs to me that I have never read the book nor seen the movie. I just figure the equation is rich guy, kinky sex, big building, and that's it. So yeah, 50 Shades of Grey didn't exist when this story was written, so there's actually no connection. Okay, back on with the music, and here's the intro, I guess. We're now on Chapter 2, which is called Chapter 2. The sun shone through the window, filling her closed eyes with light. Samus hugged her blanket, pulling it over her head, blocking out the sun. I read that as it was, just a lot of commas. The room was heating up, and with each passing minute sweat accumulated. She busted out of her cocoon, gasping for air. The light flooded her vision, leaving her disoriented. Stumbling to her feet, Samus lurched towards the arched window. Her eyes adjusted to the dimming light that the velvet curtains bestowed upon her. Her naked being cooled with the lack of direct sunlight. After a nice stretch, she scanned the room. This room seems very familiar, she thought to herself. Okay, so at this point, we can assume that Samus has somehow forgotten everything that's happened to her within the past few days, even though she's been there for 3 days. So, I mean, you know, when you wake up, if you're hanging out over at a friend's house, or if you're over at a friend's house for the night, you go to sleep, you wake up at some point in the middle of the night, you forget that you're at your friend's house, you think you're in your bed, and then you kind of look around and you realize you're at your friend's house all along. And then you go back to sleep, you wake up the next morning, and you remember immediately, hey, I'm at my friend's house, or I'm at somebody else's house. Apparently Samus can't remember things that well, and this is what's happening. So flashing in her mind was images of her time here. Each picture and scene pieced together, forming the picture. How did this happen? She thought, harder and harder. That man, his name was Baron. How did he get to me? His speed was phenomenal. In those eyes, well, there's our answer. This is why she can't remember. She's been on too much fucking speed. Phenomenal speed. In those eyes, her words floated away like the clouds she was on. Okay, now I'm gonna pick at word choice just a little bit. She's on clouds. She's standing in a room, but there are clouds in the room that she's standing on, and she's standing on them. Whatever, man. Getting up of the bed, Samus searched the bow door. I don't know, I'll put up the word or something. Samus searched the bow door, looking for something other than the skimpy yet appealing attire Baron made for her. To her surprise, it was filled with clothing. Reaching through the assortment, she found a pair of nice-fitting jeans and a t-shirt with a Metroid print. Okay, so we've broken the fourth wall. Like, the Metroid series exists here. It's not real. Samus isn't a real bounty hunter now, I guess. No, it's just she's featured in a video game. I don't like this fourth wall breaking shit. I really don't. The image made her think back her job. Yep, okay, the image made her think back her job. She knew that she was only there for 3 days, but each passing moment made her long to be back. Her memories were still... Okay, wait, back where? Where was she before this? Was she on a mission, or... We don't know. Her memories were still blurred out, but each hallway she walked through formed a map in her mind. As she turned to the corner, she came across what she remembered to be the dining hall. Cautiously, she urged the door open. As expected, she saw a Baron in his chair, reading a book. Now, this is interesting, because I just want to toss it out here. Now, since we've already found out, or rather I found out, that there's no connection between this and 50 Shades of Grey, it actually reminds me of the Count of Monte Cristo. And if you don't know what the Count of Monte Cristo is, basically the first Dracula. Because we've gotten hints that he's super fast, he's got some long ass hair, and we haven't seen him eat yet. He has not eaten since I've been reading this. Without looking up from his literature, his voice climbed to an audible level. So I see you found found clothing to your liking, but why so covered, Miss Aaron? Do you not like my custom suits?
You don't like my custom suits? I mean, you said custom suits, damn it.
I am not in the mood for idle chat, sternness rising in her voice. How the hell did you do it? How did I come to your whimsy? What is a whimsy? Is it a house? Whimsy. Ah, so you do have a resilient mind. I was not sure how long my gaze would capture you. But Miss Aaron, I suppose an explanation is in order. Please take a seat. He placed a bookmark in his current page and led the book to his table. His facial expression was solemn and his eyes were a passionate blue. You see, Miss Aaron, my family is special. Each family member has the dominant traits for such an electrifying blue eye color. That's what this is about? Samus, I need to explain to you my eye color. My family has worked in phase-on mines for years. Kind of like the Mako or Mako eyes in Final Fantasy VII, where they make them like super blue. I'm pretty sure that's a direct inspiration. Yep, so my family's worked in the phase-on mines for years, excluding myself. For many generations, the phase-on has steeped into the DNA and gave us a very special power. How can I believe this? I have extensive knowledge of phase-on and its effects on the living. You're telling me that your family has survived physical mutation only to be affected Okay, I gotta read that again. You're telling me that your family has survived physical mutation to only be affected on a genetic scale. Word for word. Her brain racked at the idea, trying to find the probability of such an outcome. But Miss Aaron, But Miss Aaron, have you not seen the creatures affected by phase-on? Each individual took the mutation and adapted to it. For my family, it was minor. Our eyes allow us to change how people saw their surroundings. Once more, sorry. For my family, it was minor. Our eyes allow us to change how people saw their surroundings. We also have the power to control and manipulate their emotions and actions. Where's that fucking guy who's going through and editing this? We need him. Or her, I don't know, whoever the fuck. You tell me, Miss Aaron. You remember everything, do you not? But think, would you actually have done that yourself? Yes. Parent slides his chair back and sauntered through the large window. Placing his hands on the sill, he let out a sigh. But why me? Is there any reason why I was number one on your list? Tears welled up in her eyes. Why must I be your plaything? His eyes still fixated outside the window. Miss Aaron, I told you I'm a collector. You are now a part of my collection. To be my number one is a privilege. To serve me, an honor. He turned around, his grin bigger than usual. Samus Aaron, my play toy, my personal sex slave. You have come to me through, well, let's just say, unusual circumstances. But believe me when I say you will enjoy your stay here. But don't worry, I don't expect an immediate change. But you will come around. That's what you think, she yelled, bolting to the door. Forcing the door open, she rushed down the hallways, pulling up her mind map, recalling each corridor she had been down. Through the doors, she searched, trying to find a way out. Eventually, she came to a large room. With further inspection, she realized that this room was the first encounter where... She realized that this was the room she first encountered Baron. Her mind swirled with raging memories. Her eyes searched for another door, but the only door was the one she came through. Regaining her composure, she walked through the doorway. Her body collided with a stiff figure, dropping on her butt. She, looking up. Yep. Looking up, she noticed Baron standing in the opening. He wore a smile on his face, which slowly turned into a grin. Getting to her feet, Samus backed away from him. She was cornered. Wait, what? How is she cornered? What? She didn't lead her into a corner, obviously. How is she all of a sudden just cornered into nothing? Did he just fucking conjure up a corner behind her? Getting to her feet, Samus backed away from him. She was cornered and could not do anything. The room was big, and she has seen his speed. There is no way she could get past him. Even with her constant running, she couldn't avoid him. In less than half a minute, it took her. She had caught up. Finally, he had caught up. Finally, she backed herself into a corner. Okay, well, now she's fucking cornered. If she wasn't cornered before, even though it said she was cornered and she ran away again, now she's definitely cornered because it says she's in a corner. And all was lost. She knew that she couldn't do a thing. He walked ever so slowly toward her, still keeping his grin. Okay, well, if he's walking slowly, you could probably just get out of the fucking corner again, right? No? No, we're just gonna stay there? Okay. He walked ever so slowly towards her, still keeping his grin. His eyes sparkled. The phazon coursing through his eyes was quickening its pace. The color lit up his face, showing more irresistible features. He was closing in on her. Her body was shaking. She didn't want to become his slave. Well, she did before, apparently. She was totally okay with it, and now she's not. Oh my god. She didn't want to become his slave. Huddled now in a corner, with tears dripping down her face, Baron lifted her up onto her feet and locked his gaze with hers. She tried to look away, but the magnetic features of the phazon drew her close. Their lips pressed together, and the tears stopped. She was putty in his hands, and she had no control whatsoever. Damn, I hate it when I had no control of anything. Her eyes were closed, and her body was lifted with ease. She was a limp figure over his shoulder. The air around her made her feelings heightened. The air rushed around her. She dropped onto a bed. What? Okay, she just dropped into the corner bed. That's, okay, fine. Her eyes jutted open. The silk cloth of the bed caressed her skin, leaving a lingering sensation. That's all of it? That's all of it. That's the entire story. There is no resolution at all. That's everything. What? Okay, well, I guess there you go. That is a shifted attitude. The entire story. Chapter 2. No resolution. She just fell onto a bed, and we get no Chapter 3 whatsoever. I'm guessing the author probably read through the story and realized how shitty it was, and so they just didn't do another one. Hey, well, thanks for watching, you guys. I can't believe I have 72 subscribers. No, really, I can't. I didn't think anybody liked my shitty content, but apparently they do. So, That's that. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.